Fadeke Amole, Momue, I caught you. You think you can sneak into my live? Haha. How are you all doing, guys? Awesome stuff. Simply Vic. That's my brother right there. That's the first person I called this year. Before I even called my parents, I had to call my brother Vic. My brother's been there for me. My brother and I have fought this war of bringing the truth to the people. And big shout out to him. Removing the Romanization from Christianity. Baban Lasheni. Vic, thumbs up. Oshe, Sister Sheon, I see you. Alright guys, what I'm here to talk to you about today is really not much to do with Christianity. Or the Bible, or the scriptures. Even though I might chip in here and there, I need you to understand that this is a life matter and I'm going to discuss it from a life perspective. So please permit me to do this. We all saw the story that broke about what transpired between the MD of FCMB and the Thomases, that is the late Tunde Thomas and Moyo Thomas, from the little I gathered on the internet. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is I've warned you people over the years. If marriage no work, wait till you they do inside. Avoid stories that touch. Nigerians can tolerate a bad marriage, endure a terrible marriage for 100 years, but they cannot endure 1 year of closing the beach. Our endurance compass is pointing in the wrong direction. You will see people who are tolerating terrible marriages but cannot tolerate locking church for 4 months. The first thing I have to say is there are things I've warned you people about. One thing, number one, what are you doing inside a marriage where you have to bring children from outside and give your husband? Waiting you they find inside that marriage. Number one. Number two, did you need to wait till pikin reach that age before you know, say no be you get pikin? It's a question. Daddy Freeze will tell you, check your partner's phone. Check. I don't believe in this Oyibo people's privacy. Before I stopped snooping and checking Taste Bud's phone, we don't do like 3 years. And then I now knew that, okay, I can trust this person. You don't trust people automatically. Let me ask you a question. If somebody just showed up and you were waiting, queuing to enter your plane, and somebody just showed up wearing pilot uniform and went to meet the airline, I said, I'm a certified pilot. I don't have a job right now, but I'm willing to fly your passengers to Cameroon from UK. I see the plane is going to Cameroon. I say, oh, thank you. Enter the plane and fly. Is that how they allow people? If that is how your pilot that is going to fly you for 1 hour or 2 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours, the longest flight in this world is like 13 hours. Somebody that is going to fly for 13 hours, the amount of certification, verification that so that they test their blood just to make sure they are fit to fly you. You run them through such vigorous checks Meanwhile, you enter a marriage and you trust the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. What vigorous checks have you done on the person's life? Iberenio, I'm asking you, what are the vigorous tests that you have done? This is somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Everything. I know a woman who built 3 houses with her husband. One day she went on leave, traveled to Dubai or to wherever she went, came back, the husband had sold everything in the house and left and taken the documents to the 3 houses and their only child and had relocated. Somebody said, I've done 16 hours. Okay, there is no airplane that will fly you for 20 hours. Try to understand what my point is. So if somebody that is flying you for 20 hours goes through that much rigorous testing by the airline, how about someone you want to spend the rest of your life with? You think it is wrong because Oyinbo people teach you that when you go inside somebody's phone, you are invading their privacy. They will bring other people's children and come and give you. There is no girl I've dated in my life that I will not say, hey, you come here, give me that phone. Who is this person? What's your relationship with that person? How we have access to your email? How we have access to your Facebook? If you don't want to do, don't do. Go. I'm Kuku Yellow. Another woman will come. Ijao Simbe. I've heard all sorts of things. You are too possessive. And all the girls that complain that I'm too possessive are the ones that I caught doing bad things. Every single girl. The ones that just feel that, oh yeah, he's a bit controlling. Yeah, goes through my phone and all that. The ones that I have caught like this with their hand inside the cookie jar, those are the ones that will be going around. He doesn't give me space. I was one day with one girl during my younger years when I had not given my life to Christ. And we're locking lips and, enjoying ourselves and, in a very nice, degrading way. And all of a sudden, her phone rang. Krrng, krrng. And she cut off the phone and switched off the phone. This is my stupid boyfriend. He's too jealous and possessive. I can't quiet. I say, where you dey? Now you supposed to? This place that you are with me, is it where you are supposed to be in life? And you are blaming the person that is checking on you. You want that freedom because you are up to no good. When I talk, everybody will shout and shout and shout and shout. You know me, I find it hard, especially when I've warned people about something. I find it hard to understand from their point. You and woman marry. Now, here's the thing here. If you happen to have an entanglement, it can be allowed as a mistake. A bad mistake, but it can be allowed as a mistake. Belle no be mistake. Waiting you look, take get the belle. Waiting you look, can't take keep the belle. Make una not vex because some people go fight with me, say, if belle don't enter, no need to come out. One day, there are some things that are better not committed. Whether you like me, you know me, I will tell you the truth. If you hate me from now till tomorrow, hate me. No, the person don't die on top of the matter. Then first belle, then second belle. Which kind of mistake be that? One off na be entanglement. Once it don't pass 6 weeks, it don't enter relationship. Now my opinion, if you want follow me vex. You know, say me. From today to tomorrow, the vex we don't the vex for the last 5 years. Has it reduced the number of cars in my garage? Has it reduced the food in my fridge? Has it reduced the things that have make me, luckily for me, I don't have to live to anybody's expectations. As I see the truth, now so I talk am. The person we no like am, now I no like am. Me I go tell you. But you see, I'm still not going to throw that woman under the bus. And here is why. As long as that thing lasts that long, there must have been a fundamental problem inside the relationship. Make we tell ourselves truth. It started with a kiss, reach belle, more kiss, second belle. Really? There must have been something fundamentally wrong in that relationship. And I personally blame it on the Nigerian hypocritical system where divorce is bad. The one we know divorce, una see us at the end. Do you know how many... You want to pick something? What do you want to pick? Okay, do it. Do you know how many women are stuck in bad relationships simply because of religion? Religion will tell you that you cannot, if you break up, if your relationship ends and you break up or divorce, if you remarry, you are committing adultery. The one you are doing inside the marriage is called infantry. Ibere new. You are afraid to go and do adultery outside. The one that you are doing inside the marriage is what? Infantry. I'm asking in you because you people would insult me at the end of the day. Religion, culture, until we start. You see, my problem with Nigerians is you don't take the Western culture. You take what suits you from them. You cherry pick it, and then you cherry pick it against your cherry picked culture. If you are to follow the Yoruba culture or the Igbo culture to the letter, you will get a result from it. And yes, if you say, okay, oh, I don't want to be Yoruba, I don't want to be Igbo, I don't want to be Hausa, I want to be British. Follow the British culture and legal penal system to a conclusive end. Then you'd get results. But when you pick something from you, it is convenient for you when they pay your bride price. You like it. But what you are supposed to do to collect that bride price, you don't do it. Do you know that there is nowhere in scripture or in tradition where there was bride price for non-virgins? Nowhere. You want bride price? You have to meet the requirements, but you don't want to meet the requirements. That's when you now realize that, yeah, I'm free, I can be what I want to be. Yeah. Then you go and pick one cherry from Oyinbo, join them to the bride price cherry from Nigeria. By the end of the day, you have a fridge full of different tastes and flavored cherries. And if you make a cherry pie, one place will be sour, one place will be sweet, one place will be tangy, one place will be flat. You don't see anything to a conclusive end. You just hypocritically pick what you want to pick. Have you forgotten? In Matthew chapter 5, I beg your pardon. Matthew chapter 5 verse 27. You have heard a commandment that says, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say, even anyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery in his heart. So, for you to commit adultery, you have to divorce your wife and she has to marry somebody else before it is adultery. The one you are doing on Facebook is what? Infantry. Let's follow the teachings of Christ. This is read scripture, the words of Christ, the living words of God. As far as you are concerned, hypocrite, chief hypocrisy. To commit adultery, you have to divorce and remarry. Is that what Christ said? Yes, divorce and remarry is part of it. Looking is part of it. Some of you have committed adultery 15 times today. Some of you in the last 1 hour, you've committed adultery 11 times. Just on that Instagram. Let me tell you, TikTok, you will commit adultery. Right? So why are we so hypocritical? So, do I blame the woman? I really don't. And also, I can't blame the late guy because, may his soul rest in peace, is no longer with us. He can't defend himself. But that one that you say that you discovered that the children were not yours in 2017, and then, according to some reports, I don't know how true it is, but if it's from what I'm saying, you now died 3 years later after you have found somebody else and moved on, and the other person is pregnant, according to the reports. Do you really? I've been through a broken marriage before, and there are things that, did I get some depression out of it? Yes. There's no way you would have a broken marriage and some level of depression would not enter. It is impossible. There will always be some level of depression, especially if children, even if you've been with someone for 5 years and it's a boyfriend-girlfriend situation and you break up, it will affect you. I've been through relationships that ended for me and I was heartbroken. And I was tremendously heartbroken. Not my marriage, thankfully. But I've been in relationships where I know what heartbreak feels like and I know it's devastating. And my marriage ending also did not just go, it wasn't just automatic. I still haven't seen my kids, for instance. But there is a level to what I cannot hold my ex responsible for. And if she holds me responsible for whatever she's going through today, now God go judge me with her more. Me, personally. I pick the pieces of my life. I gather my strength and gather my courages. Stand up for myself. And begin to move on. Luckily for me, because I can say this, my marriage was really bad. When the marriage ended, my sadness was more because I was not going to see my kids again, not because the marriage ended. Initially, when the marriage ended, I was like, oh wow, what are people going to say, blah blah blah. After living alone for 2 weeks, I just realized that, oh my goodness, this should have happened a long time ago. There were some of my colleagues that I believed at that time helped her move her luggage, and we didn't talk for years. I'm telling you this secret. We didn't talk for years. One day, we had a quarrel, and then we sat down and tried to iron things out. And that day I realized that this guy that I've been fighting for 2 years, that helped her pack her load when she was leaving, I should be saying thank you to him instead of fighting him. If he didn't help her pack her bag, if he didn't help her go, will I not be inside the bad thing and continuing in the bad thing? Someone is saying, now I understand. If you guys want to take your teachings from someone with a broken marriage, no wahala, so be it. The standard of God's word can't be lowered. The standard of God's word did not come from somebody who is not even married in the first place. Please help me, show me Yahushua's wife. Please show me Elijah's wife. And when you are done, show me John the Baptist's wife. And when you are also done again, show me Apostle Saul's wife. If I tell you what I won't tell you, you go fall down naked for ground. You call yourself Clever Chevy. Your name is Mumu Chevy. Take that from me. Just call yourself. Repeat it after me. Mumu Chevy. Oh yeah, come they go. Carry your gala, go sell for another traffic. We no buy for this go slow. Oh yeah, go another go slow. Cross on that bridge. You are telling a scholar of the scriptures that knows his onions. Did Christ not say you can divorce? Matthew chapter 19 verse 9. Go and read it yourself, dear son. Except for immorality. If you put your wife away, she commits adultery. And whoever marries her commits adultery. I'm quoting it from my head. I know Bible inside my head. I don't need to open am inside book. Just to show you where me and you take the different. You they collect your information from pastor. Me, the information in my head. You want me to talk out for Greek? Make fear catch you this night. He said, except for, meaning there's a clause. Meaning if immorality is present, you can divorce and she can remarry. So can I continue trying to lower my standard like I don't know it? I don't know right Bible. Things say I follow all this Romanized religion. Where now they practice. We know this book. We know it. We know the people. I know Bible. So if I walk out for road, I see King James, he go recognize me. Say, I don't have wicked freeze with that. The guy spoil my work. Leave him. They know me. You want on the quote waiting your pastor tell you. Not being the quote give person by inside matter. And they ask you, if divorce were easier to get, many people would still be alive. Now, let's be honest with each other. Like I said, I don't blame the girl. Yes, you signed a contract, you took some vows. Yeah. Baba, did you really take the vows or you were pressured into taking the vows? Have you ever bothered to ask yourself? Did you take the vows because you dated this guy for a long time and people were saying if you leave him and break his heart, it will not be good? What really happened? We were not there. We cannot judge. But let me tell you something. For a woman to have 2 children outside wedlock in a marriage, there's something fundamentally wrong with that marriage. Fundamentally wrong. And until I have had a sit down personally with Moyo Thomas, I cannot judge her. I have a mother, I have sisters, I have an ex-wife and a current one. I cannot judge any woman. We're not in their shoes. Let me give you an example. This thing happened to me. I was with we're much younger then. I was with a lady. She was getting married the next day. And she came to visit me. I wanted to spend the night in my house. Now, as of that time, I didn't have a house, but a friend of mine had a house. So I went to his office to collect key to his room where me and someone that is going to get married the next day are going to stay. So while I was sitting waiting for the guy, I was just doing my hand like this. I can't decide to make I even give him the gist. The guy say, person where they don't start to the sew cloth on top of matter tomorrow. You won't carry and go sleep for my room. Say, no, give me the key back, I felt very bad. I felt heartbroken because when the girl came, I had to discharge her because there was no venue. I'm telling you this openly. I thought about it many years on. I shouldn't have discharged her. Oh yes, now as a man of God, I should have discharged her. But then I shouldn't. I should have spent the night with her and spent the entire night discouraging her from entering a marriage. Married that you won't go marry the next day and the night before you date with another man. What do you want to find inside that kind of marriage? What are you looking for in that marriage? You are not ready. The person that wants to marry you is not ready. They've killed cow. They've shared Ashwebi. People are traveling. Let me tell you, when you're having married on Sunday, just know that some people are going to start traveling from Akure, from Ekiti, from Enugu, from Kaduna. All your family will begin to gather like vulture from across the country. All of them will begin to circle the carcass of your marriage. It won't happen because now opportunity for them to chop, gossip, everything. They will don't begin to gather them. Meanwhile, you there with another man. It's a fundamental problem, and who deals with these fundamental problems? What if the girl married because Otindagbaju are you not your mates are all married? I want to see my grandchildren. Anybody's mother that tells them you want to see grandchildren. Do you know that app where you take your face and a man's face and do together and you produce child? Just do it and show your mother their grandchildren. No parent or grandparent should put you under any pressure to have children, because the pressure starts to have children, and then you, the Christian that you are stealing government money, you are duping people, but you are a Christian, and then you must not marry out of wedlock. So you now go and put somebody else's child through torment. And then you have this marriage just so that your parents can see children. May your parents not see children, we go blind them. Make una stop nonsense. Make nonsense end. So, I don't blame Moyo. I tried. Okay, they said she brought 2 children. Women are bad. Women are... One day, I don't blame her. She found herself in a bad situation. She what if she couldn't leave? She's afraid to divorce. What if she tried to divorce? People begged her. You know how many times women want to go, they go beg you to stay? Then I can't blame the gentleman also. Why should I blame him? Is it his fault? It's just in a bad situation. And yes, it's going to affect him whether you like it or not. Then there's a third party, the MD of the bank. One day, a lot of people were saying, yeah, he abused his office. He should not have done that. Blah, 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 blah. There's only one reason why he should not have done that. For me, it's called the Bible. I don't give a what happens in corporate world. I don't work in corporate world. My problem with bank is I give you 100,000, I go there and you tell me you can't find my 100,000. All of us go come out cloth, begin to lock ourselves. I don't care what your corporate policy is. That's not my business. My business is, are you delivering the money I've given you? Thank you very much. I don't care about all those things. And we live in it. Once again, Nigeria's hypocrisy comes in forward. I've worked in many organizations. Nobody today, Oga and person where they work for the company, they enjoy togetherness. Nobody today. There are some girls that are in a togetherness with 2 or 3 Oga. And there are some Oga that are in togetherness with 2 or 3 people where they work for the Oga. We won't leave ourselves. Now, you see, I hate the Nigerian mentality of who they catch now and be thief. Once you thief, you be thief, whether they catch you or not. I don't believe in don't get caught. I believe in don't do. All of you are doing, then the person that gets caught, and all of you now start bringing tire. No, all of you are guilty. You're all guilty. Let me tell you, some women will not go from one level to the other inside office if they know me, because they know sense, they know get. So now Oga they go meet. Oga go look there and say, this one, if he tap small out of the anointing, he go tap, give him promotion. So who do we really blame for these kind of things? Yes, corporate world. I don't work in corporate world, and if I were to judge the matter, I don't see why someone cannot date somebody else in an organization that you're all cuckoo doing. I don't understand why you can't do it. Me, I understand one reason, that's Bible. I will not date somebody I'm working with because of Bible. After that, I don't see the moral. Because you all could do it and then not get caught, and then over the years you'll be having all these kind of entanglements that lead us nowhere. Now, you also need to understand the legal system of your beautiful country. I was reading quite a few cases where it was established that in a marriage, a child is presumed to be the husband's. Nigerian courts, maybe they start to recognize DNA recently. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I don't claim to be, but I've read there was one Duru versus Duru that I read on the internet a while back, where it was presumed that the child was the man's as long as it was inside the marriage. Children conceived during the subsistence of the marriage are presumed to belong to the husband. Even traditional Igbo culture. Somebody said the Western world, the MD will be dealt with. Well, yeah. The Western world has train. We don't have. The Western world has good road. We don't have. The Western world has many things we don't have. If drilling with these MDs is what we want to copy from, let's leave it and copy other things. Let's leave it, please. Western world that is making men suffer. Any small thing like this, the man becomes, they pour everything on the man's head. If you want to copy things from Western world, please, let's copy their airports. Let's copy their loan system where your children can go to the best universities and they'll pay it off later on. Someone said it's an abuse of power in the UK. So yes, it's an abuse of power. This is Nigeria, where we are still ending SARS. Are we finished ending SARS? You think you will live abroad? Until people start dealing with Nigerian issues. Until you start dealing with Nigerian issues, you will continue in the confusion. Abuse of power. This is the case you want to make for abuse of power. I'm not saying it's not abuse of power. He will not try it abroad. Will he try it abroad? He will not try it. But where he is, it's not abuse of power because everybody or many people do it. And in the UK, they recognize DNA. In Nigeria, I want to see the court. Like I say, I'm not an expert on the legal system. But according to what I hear, in Igbo land, do you know how many Igbo brothers I have that are raising children that are not their own? But the family said, as long as your wife gave birth to, were you fighting with your wife? He said no. Did you separate to your wife? He said no. Your wife was inside your house. The child is yours. You must raise the child. You never hear this thing for Igbo land. Go ask your brothers who be Igbos. Go ask your brothers. You will raise that child. As a matter of fact, if you divorce, you will still pay for that child. You never know anything, no. Because many courts, up until recently, until I stopped following these cases, many courts did not recognize paternity issues. Judges refused to recognize paternity issues in matrimonial cases. So you have to understand the peculiarity of where you live. Let me tell you something. You take a girl to Dubai and stay with her in a hotel and you are not married to her. That's when you realize that you can go to jail for 1 year. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, you do it every day. Some people are just coming back from the hotel. Some are with the girl in the hotel listening to my message. So you cannot just take Oyinbo mentality and superimpose it upon Nigerian mentality and expect to get a reasonable conclusion. Now, another question is, but it didn't arise. And you see, listen, one kid. Oh, yeah, he took advantage of me, blah, blah, blah. 2 children? As far as I'm concerned, there was intent. There was intent. Two whole children. Then God forgive me, oh. This one I did on my own. I look the guy, I look the two pikin. The pikin be like me. The guy black, in wife black. I can't think and say, do you really need a prophet? Do you even need DNA to know that? No, but you get them. Yoruba people, they talk, say, Oju lo monto yonu. I sabi waiting the belly food. When they give you food for restaurant, if they put and play, you say, reduce them. If they put small, you say, add more. Your eyes sabi waiting, go belly fool you. Yoruba people say, obet ti oba lekpo. I don't forget how they talk about ti oba lekpo. Oju elafi mo. Meaning, you don't need to, like now, if they bring soup and the soup no get salt, you no go know until you taste them. If the soup don't spoil, you no go know until you taste them. But oil, you go know soup when no get oil the moment you see it, because the oil floats on top of the soup. So soup when no get oil. Do you know how many times we got this very fresh banga, we made banga and the banga no get oil. As soon as I look at the soup like that, I say, this sweet banga no can get oil. The last banga taste buds made, the oil was just everywhere. I was just, as I was going down with the amala, no, it was even starch. I said, taste buds, this your banga get oil. Where we say, so she say, so sometimes they go market, they get the one we get oil. Sometimes they go, but the moment you see, you know that this soup does not have oil. You too, as a man, they look your children, stand with them in front of mirror. They look una self. You get pointed nose like me. You can't get pikin wey im nose wide like this. Ask a question. Like Pretty Mike said, from time to time, drive to your wife's office and see if your children look like any of her colleagues. Pretty Mike she saw. Wallahi she oro saw. He did not she saw. He spoke sense. This people's relationship of 2020. Oh, he doesn't trust me. He goes through my phone. Auntie, be going. Get out. Any girl, as you are going home today, if you are dating a girl, hey, you, give me your phone. If she says no, oh yeah, auntie, be going. End the relationship now. So you will not have children that look like other people. End it. How did they talk? End it now. Cut the Roko tree at a young age so you don't need to carry sacrifice. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. End it. Married men, as you get home today, call your wife. Madam, hey you, come. Phone, give. Put password, open. As a matter of fact, as a married man, your face should be able to open your wife's phone. You don't even need password. Once you look at your wife's phone like this, bam, it's supposed to open. You don't look at it when you open. Yes. And as a boyfriend to your girlfriend, you must at least have password, fingerprint. You should not even be asking her, baby, what's your password? Give me the phone. Sorry, Taste Boss is correcting me from there. Say it's both ways. Women! Oh yeah. Any man that does not give you his phone to check, break up with him now. Say Daddy Free said I should break up with you, so that I will not bring other people's children and come and give you. Because once the man starts to hide, the woman starts to hide, the two of them start hide and seek. Before you know it, equation goes scatter. Two can tango. I know people don't like me. I don't want you to like me. I just don't want you to cry. Lord Waju, I don't want you to be sorry. I don't want you to go through any pain. As you are going home today, if you are listening at home, you don't have to be in a relationship. Call your wife. Say, you, come here. Call your husband. Say, hey, you, come here. Open your phone. Once you open the phone, give me the password. Take me to security. Put my fingerprint there. Put my face recognition there. Thank you very much. Taste Bud's face. You want me to bring her to come and open this phone for you? Her face will open it now. Even if her face does not open it. Can you see the phone is locked? It's locked, Abi. Babe! She's in the bathroom now. God saving her. She go put my password now the phone go open. Somebody said the phone issue is subject on this. No, small subject on their own. Now they turn big subject. Then everybody will now start blaming one MD way. I find it hard to blame. I find it hard to blame the MD. From a corporate point of view, yeah, maybe what he did was wrong, but I don't work in the corporate world and I don't believe in the corporate, what was my business world? That's what they believe in the bank. It doesn't work like that for me. So I find no reason to blame him. Everybody they tango. Make una marry correct. Make una marry good wife. Make una marry good husband. Una no go agree. Una con enter the entanglement with August. Entanglement with August. Everything will scatter for your eye. Una con they look for who una go carry and give. One name make una one una self. So please, guys, on a more serious note, be honest. That's another issue we need to deal with. Be honest in a relationship. Be honest. How many of you would actually have an entanglement and be able to tell? All of you, they blame Jada. Oh, Jada this, Jada talk. Oh. And Will Smith accept them. And they worked on it. Will I be able to accept such a thing? I don't think so. That August where you go follow and reach December. Me, that's the day where me and you stop. But at least I'll respect you enough to say, okay, yeah, things didn't work. So please, guys and ladies, let's start with honesty. Let's start with truthfulness. Let's start with respect. Let's start with the understanding that marriage is not an achievement. Because if you see marriage as an achievement, you will see the loss of marriage as a loss, as you've lost your great achievement. Marriage is not an achievement. Y'all need to deal with this. This matter for no reach where a day. If to say one day the woman woke up and said, you know what, I can't do this marriage again. Or the guy woke up and said, you know what, let's end this marriage. Instead, you'll be patching and joining and patching, and you'll be looking at your geos. You don't know what they put up with, and their wives. You don't know what they put up with. My geo can do it, my geo can do it. Listen, your geo can do it. Maybe it was gifted. Paul could not do it. John the Baptist could not do it. It doesn't mean that they are bad. And I always warn people, I tell you this thing. Mary and Martha cooked for Christ. They followed him up and down in the whole Bible. He did not find husband for them. Who are you in Isseyin? Who are you in Alagbado? Who are you in Mushin? Who are you in Bere Makbo? Who are you in Owode Onirin that Christ will come and find husband for? Christ did not find husband for Mary and Martha. It is now you. Why are you fooling yourself? Why do you carry lie and wear it like a raincoat and expect it to protect you from rain when rain is coming? So there are many issues in this particular scenario. At the end of the day, I also find it hard that somebody that they said has moved on with his life. He was about to get married on the 26th of December. It was now what happened in 2017 that now killed him in 26th of December this year. I have children, male and female. I find it hard. Maybe abroad they accept those kind of things. And like I say, I do not collect abroad mentality. That's why I don't call Jesus. You never hear Jesus in my mouth. I don't know who Jesus is. I know Yahushua. I know Yeshua. I don't know Jesus. It's not everything abroad people bring that I collect from them. That's why I don't do Christmas. It's abroad people's mentality. They use it to sell people. And you people lose the whole money you've worked from January to December. Me, I don't know how to do it. I don't collect everything from Oyibo people. So, please, I think honesty being the best policy. I think getting married to your friend I think parents putting pressure on people to marry and parents putting pressure on people not to divorce are the main problems we have here. Because let me tell you the truth. If I'm in a marriage and I don't love the person I'm in that marriage with, I will cheat. I will cheat. And if you read the scriptures, let me read a scripture for you very quickly, just so you understand that if you think you have mind, Romans chapter 7, I'm reading from verse 21. I have discovered this principle of life, that when I want to do what is right, I inevitably do what is wrong. I love God's law with all my heart, but there's another power within me that is at war with my mind. This power makes me a slave to the sin that is still within me. Oh, what a miserable person I am. Who will free me from this life that is dominated by sin and death? Thank God. The answer is Christ, our Lord. So you see how it is. In my mind, I really want to obey God's law, but because of my sinful nature, I am a slave to sin. So you want to obey God, but you are sinful. Now, let me tell you something. When you have a good relationship and temptation comes, you look at it. I don't want to lose this my marriage. I don't want to lose this my relationship. I don't want to lose this beautiful thing that God has so graciously given me. And then you see the problem that the cheating brings. You leave it. But when the marriage you are in or the relationship you are in is like this, you tend to just look at it and say, you know what, whatever. So if you're in the wrong relationship, I think it's time I block Mumu Chevy. Sorry, brother, I can't tolerate your the level of ignorance you're displaying. You are saying I will use iPhone manufactured by them. Because I use iPhone manufactured by them, must I worship their idols? I want to ask you, must I worship their idols? Be thinking now. Inu to ye ko o npo o wa ponu. Oya wa malo. I don't come out the guy, make it day there. So that's where I end. Thank you so much. God bless. I love you all. Don't go into a bad relationship. If you're in a bad relationship, get out of it. And when you get home today, call your wife, call your husband, let them surrender their phone. Spend the next 3 hours looking through it. Ask them many, many questions. Why did you say hello to this young man here? What's your entanglement with August? Ask all the questions. Get all your facts. And if you look at your pikin tall you short. Your pikin get pointed nose, your own flat. One day, cut small of the pikin hair. Go do DNA, oh. One day, go do DNA, oh. Go do DNA, oh. You don't need your wife's permission or your husband's permission to do DNA. Go and do DNA, oh. So that you will not have stories that touch. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. Love you all.